I sat with a detective identifying hidden camera pictures taken of myself and my girls. Easily over 150 pictures. I felt violated, angry, embarrassed, and raw grief that these pictures exist. I was told that these pictures were shared with other people. I was asked if I wanted to go through with pressing charges. I was told it would put a spotlight on my family and that it would be public. I sat dumbfounded and shocked. I felt as if I was being told to just let it go in the interest of my girls. The detectives said if I went public, a lot of people would be uncomfortable, as if that's my fault. I am not backing down and am going forward with this, which is why I had to leave to a shelter. Yes, it's uncomfortable and downright disgusting, but I'm not letting him get away with it. This man distributed pictures that were taken with a hidden camera within the safe walls of my home. At least I thought it was safe. When I confronted him, he punched me in the face and knocked 3 teeth out in front of my kids. I've never heard someone cry so hard in my life. My son's face was beet red and I made the decision to leave right then. This man has managed to make me 100% dependent on him. The past week he found the shelter we were at and has been sitting in his car outside the shelter we were at to try and intimidate me. He threw a brick through the shelter's glass door. We were not safe anymore, so we had to leave. The shelter put us in a motel 2 towns over, and after that, I don't know. We can't go back to that shelter for the safety of everyone. Tonight we got checked in for the first time since we left. We have a bed and each of us has a pillow. The shelter gave me a $20 Visa gift card for food and we walked to the gas station. I got my 3 kids a hot dog and my son started asking for candy. I know they are all exhausted and have been through a lot, but I cannot waste money on candy. Before I could redirect him, my daughter told him no need candy, we get a bath. And I melted into a puddle of tears inside the Quick Trip. Having a bath was more exciting than candy. Even if it's only for a few days, it's an indescribable feeling. For the first time in over 2 months I am back in control of our safety. No one has a key to our room. There are no hidden cameras. There is security if needed. I'm going to sleep like a baby. Edit. Put your pitchforks down, people, and stop downplaying my trauma to get fake internet points. Be an asshole somewhere else. I didn't know I needed to post every detail of what happened to be believed, but I'm not going to. The hidden camera was found in the bathroom, which is a shared space. It has to be proven he set it up. His GF bailed him out today. Thank you to those who deserve to be thanked. I was an orphan and from a young age I had issues with pedophilic carers. From age 11 to 17 I was constantly sexually abused by my foster parents. They would hide cameras in the bathroom while I showered, and even after I found the cameras and took them and destroyed them, they just hide new ones. They would come up with excuses saying I had to sleep in their bed with them because of problems like bedbugs. I'd ask to sleep on the couch and they'd get mad and say I had to do what I was told. When I reached the age to realize I was being abused, I tried to tell the higher-ups in the institution that overlooked the foster carers. They told me, you really shouldn't say that about people, it can ruin people. I never got help because no one believed me. When I was 18 I started to look after myself. I was out of the system and the abuse was over. At one point I tried telling my best friend about what I went through and he asked, but was she hot? This was the last time I ever told anybody about what I went through. At that point I realized nobody cares about a male child being abused by pedophiles. Our issues just don't matter enough. To this day I am cautious around women. I want to form a relationship and love somebody, but my trauma associates potential partners with the women who assaulted me as a child. I have no one to talk to. It's a problem I have to deal with on my own. And #X200B. Edit. Fuck all of you motherfuckers who claim to be non-binary or transgender who are trying to claim you're more of a victim. Seriously, fuck you. I am sharing my story. Your story as a trans person is totally separate. Stop trying to use my story as a prop to your own. This is my story, not yours. Take your struggle as a trans person elsewhere. This isn't about you. Edit to my long post. Thank you for the overwhelming kind comments and MSGS. I have addressed people individually that I needed to talk to in my MSGS. All I can do to show gratitude at this time is say thank you. My electric bill is paid and my day has turned for the better immensely. This was never a scam. I guess I was being naive a bit when I originally posted. I never expected such an intense response. I never expected anyone to offer to help. I was at my wit's end when I woke up this morning and felt like I finally reached a breaking point. Now I can say if you were skeptical towards the post, I understand. But to the trolls in my messages, I feel sorry for you. To the few who told me I should kill myself so my kids can be adopted to a better home, you should be ashamed of yourself. If you want to cash out towards my family, send me a private message or take your trollness elsewhere. I was nearing a panic attack. I work very hard every day, I smile when I want to cry. My boys have not gone a day without something, or feeling the need. My life is hard, but everyone deals with things. My circumstances are shitty at times, but I have a good job and learned to make do with what I have. I am good, we are good. And again, thank you for all the kindness. Some asked for me to post my Venmo or Cash App, even my Amazon wish list, but I would rather you kind PPL give to another who feels lost or desperate. Much love to good PPL still left out there, you mean more to me than words can explain. Original post, please don't judge me, I'm at my wit's end. I'm now at the point of no return. I find myself creating a Reddit account to let out my thoughts. Mom of young twin boys, lost their dad tragically when my boys were infants. Somehow I have managed to make it through life since then, even with such a big piece of my heart gone. I don't ask for sympathy or anything, just venting. I've lived on a tight budget for a few years now. There have been plenty of times I've ate a piece of bread for the day in order to avoid my babies going without. I just can't do it anymore. I'm counting wipes, portioning food, doing any and everything to survive. There have been so many days I wanted to quit, but I refuse. Most people would look at me and assume I have my shit together. I hear it all the time. Little do they know the simplest things are so hard for me at times. Well, last day to pay my electric bill before it's turned off is tomorrow. I somehow let it slip, shit happens. But knowing it's an absolute necessity and knowing I don't really have anyone to turn to, I feel like my back's against the wall. I have a male co-worker who has offered to help me with some money, but of course that comes with a big cost to me, my body. I feel disgusting even thinking about it. I've made it so far and done it by myself for the most part, but life happens. I refuse to let my kids feel any type of pain or suffering because I'm broke. I refuse to let them go without. I need basic needs like pull-ups, groceries, and my electric bill paid. So tonight I will do what I have to do. Again, I beg to not be judged. I needed to vent and thought this would be a good outlet since it's anonymous. I know I have to live with this decision for the rest of my life, but at least I will know my boys will have what they need until my next paycheck. Have a great day to all who made it through my confession. I already feel like shit about it just sending the message to set the date up for this evening. I don't know if I have the strength to make it through the day, but I pray a lot and will pray that this too shall pass. 4 days until she was discovered. We called for a wellness check and the UNI told us we didn't need one because she's 18. We pushed, and her dorm supervisor was allowed into her room with a police officer. Her body had already started decomposing. The night she died, I was hanging out at a film student event at my UNI with my friends. I hate myself for it. For drinking beer and laughing while she died. For not knowing. My last messages to her were memes. We always did that for each other. I wish I could have done more for her. I feel guilty every single day. Her death and being found anniversary are in a few weeks. They suck every year. I call it Hell Week, because you feel every single scraping second that drags by knowing she was left there, all alone, with no one looking for her. I'm devastated and miss her a lot. I regret not doing more every day. She was my best friend. My little sister. She deserved better, and I didn't give her that. Background: a month ago I learned my friend gambled away all his wedding dollar. It came to a head on Friday as he finally confessed. Through it all and talking about it, I was getting weird vibes from my wife. She confessed that she had a $19,000 credit card bill. I took all her cards and started going through the accounts and the number kept going up. $19,000 bill was really greater than $40,000 plus, another Bloomingdale's card $5,000, another Chase card $17,000. It'd been going on for over a year and interest just keep compounding. A few years ago she took $5,000 out of my oldest son's bank account and I called her out about it. We replenished the money, but now this. I have to liquidate investment accounts that I was planning to use for kids' college and I can pay this off, but it's really tight now. I'm most upset that she hid it, lied about it, then lied again, and then ultimately, only when she knew I had all her passwords, confessed to the full extent. I've already cancelled all of her accounts, and she's now only going to get cash, but I really don't know what to do after that. She has no access to any bank accounts, and I told her if it happens again we are getting a divorce. My biggest concern is that she'll take out another credit card without me knowing, and this will happen again. Has anyone else gone through this, and did their significant other get better, or am I going to deal with this forever? How can I put a gag on her being able to get credit? I also feel completely betrayed and I'm just totally deflated. I don't think I'll ever give up on her, but this is tested me. Edit. Wow, lots of great info here. I'll just add, I grew up in a household where my mother did the same thing to my dad and they hate each other. They should have been divorced years ago. As a result, I'm very cognizant that I don't want to end up like them. My mother's shopping was rooted in his behaviors, so I try very hard not to be like my dad. That is, come home, sit on the couch and wait for dinner and space out during dinner. We always said we would never end up like them, so at this point I took some blame and promised to put down the phone when I get home. Realistically, when I get home 90% of my time is with the kids. I think the key to solving this is to not point the blame and just see what happens through therapy. We have a very good therapist we went to when she had postpartum depression after number 2 of 3. Every time we left there it was like fireworks went off and we couldn't stop smiling. Haven't gone with her in 1-2 years because I thought our relationship was solid and most of the conversation wasn't about us after a while because we fixed it. That being said, credit cards still need to go. IMO. When I was around 8 I remember a girl in my class saying that her dad and her had sex. At the time all I knew about sex was that sex equals girl is pregnant. I then jokingly asked if she was pregnant and laughed. 2 years later her dad was arrested and I don't think I really cared or wondered why. Around 2-3 years later I realized what I had done and regretted it a lot. I still haven't forgiven myself to this day. I'm 14. I often think about it and I haven't told anyone about it. I moved away before I realized what I had done, so I was never able to do anything about it with her.